and welcome everyone. My name is Ashwin Joglekar and I am from Resonance PCCP division. I am a faculty of Social Science. Now today we are going to discuss chapter Agriculture. Now this chapter is part of your geography portion, and let us quickly start with the chapter. Now what do you understand by the term or by the word agriculture? That is related to your primary activity, and this we have also studied in our previous classes, that is your class 8th. A similar chapter named agriculture was there, but in that probably we were looking at things from a world perspective. Now in this chapter for class 10th we are looking at things from the Indian perspective. Now as you can see, introduction, the term agriculture has been derived from two Latin words, that is agar meaning land and culture meanings the tillage of soil or tilling of soil. Agriculture thus means cultivation of land and rearing of animals, so that is also part of it. It is a primary activity, again relating to your sectors of Indian economy. One of the primary activities is agriculture, which produces more of food for our consumption and other raw materials for the industrial uses for various industries. Some of them are even exported to foreign countries, and the following chapter will explain agriculture in detail. This brings us to the first aspect of agriculture in India, that is the importance of agriculture. Alright, as you can see, the importance of agriculture. Now why agriculture? Now as we know, India is a agriculture dominant country, ek krishi pradhan desh hai hamara. So that is nearly 2/3 of India's population is dependent on agriculture. Agriculture has been the backbone of the Indian economy, accounts for 26% of the gross domestic product, that is the contribution of agriculture in GDP, ensures food security for the millions and raw materials for industries. Agriculture's share in providing employment and livelihood to the population continues to be as high as 63% according to 2001. Apart from this, that is, most of the people in India are directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture. Now factors that make India a unique country from agriculture point of view. Now these are some of the features, that is why India is a unique country in terms of agriculture. Vast expanse of land which is rich in soil, wide climatic variations suited for various types of crops, and ample sunshine and a long growing season. These are some of the factors. That is, the types of farming practice depends on two factors. First is your physical, which includes a relief, your climate as well as your locational factors, and then human, which is cultural background of people, availability of irrigation as well as agriculture practices which are being followed in that particular area. Alright. This brings us to our next topic, that is the types of farming. Now as we know about the types of farmings, that is, first you can talk about primitive subsistence farming. Now this subsistence word is not a new word for you. We have seen this word in probably class 8th when we were again discussing this chapter agriculture. If you remember class 9th, again in French Revolution, this word, that is subsistence crisis, was being discussed there also. Now primitive, it relates to old methods or traditional methods which are not modern in any sense. So similar, that is how in a simple understanding of this term, that is primitive subsistence farming, we can say that a farming which is practiced using traditional or methods. So practice in few pockets of India, it's not in large scale. Practice on again small patches of land with the help of primitive tools like hoe, dhow and digging, sticks and family or community labor which works on these patches. Depends upon monsoon, because again they do not have money for providing irrigation facilities to their land, and firstly probably the land is also not their own. These are communities which are cultivating on the community land. The natural fertility of the soil, again because they do not have much resources to buy fertilizers, and suitability of other environmental conditions to the crops grown, the particular crop which is being grown, so other environmental conditions. Now includes, that is, it is also known as slash and burn and also known as shifting cultivation, also known as by different names in different parts of the world like juming, murray, then milpa, roca. So agriculture under which, now slash and burn, agriculture under which farmers clear a patch of particular land and produce cereals and other food crops to sustain their family. Now this is only to sustain their family. That is what relates to the word subsistence. That is, you are producing which is only for your own family requirements. You are not producing enough which you can actually go and sell in the market. So when the soil fertility decreases over time with its usage, the farmers shift and clear a fresh patch of land for cultivation. So this, therefore, it is also known as shifting cultivation. That is, people are shifting from one place to another. Suppose a farmer was cultivating on this patch of land for 2 to 5 or 3 years, he was cultivating, and then later on, when the soil fertility decreases, he moves on to another piece of land and again does the same, that is slash and burn practice he will do. And therefore, because he is moving from one piece of land to the other piece of land and clearing the area and burning it down, so slash and burn as well as shifting cultivation. Okay, and here land productivity is low because again modern methods are not being used, as the farmer does not use fertilizers or other modern inputs. All right, now this brings us to the intensive subsistence farming. Now here intensive means because there is too much pressure on the land because of the population. There is too much of pressure on the land, so from that available land you have to extract the maximum. So therefore, some doses of modern inputs are used here. Practice in areas of high population, pressure on land. It is labor intensive farming where high doses of biochemical inputs and irrigation are used for obtaining again higher production. The farmers continue to take maximum output from the limited land which they have with them in the absence of alternate sources of livelihood. So as such, they are not doing other things. And also with time, because of the rights of inheritance, the land holding size has also been decreased for the particular farmers. There is enormous pressure on agricultural land. Next is your commercial farming. Now in case of commercial farming, as the name suggests here, it is done for commercial purpose. That is, the main purpose is profit, to earn profit, that is to sell in the market. So because you are doing it for profit, the land which is available with you, which will be much more bigger. Apart from that, modern methods will be used. Apart from that, it will be labor intensive, more labor will be used. Apart from that, more capital will be used. So all these will be some of the features of commercial farming, that is use of higher doses of modern inputs, high yielding variety of seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides. Then degree of commercialization of agriculture varies from one region to another, depends, like Punjab and Haryana, rice is also grown. Okay, so now rice is a commercial crop in Punjab and Haryana. Similarly, when rice is grown in Odisha or West Bengal, it's a subsistence crop. Now again this is a part of commercial farming, that is plantation, that is tree or bush farming it is also known as. A single crop is grown on a large scale area, has an interface of both agriculture as well as industry. That is both agriculture, that is on the plantation itself you have, like for example tea leaves. Now tea leaves have to be processed as soon as they are plucked, they have to be processed quickly to ensure the fragrance and the aroma of that particular tea, the quality of that tea. So therefore they have to be processed quickly, and therefore the industries which are processing this are also located in the plantations or just nearby the plantations. So therefore it is an interface of agriculture and industry, and cover large tracts of land using capital intensive inputs which are expensive, and also migrant labours are being used. Tea, coffee, rubber, sugarcane, banana, etc. are some important plantation crops. A well developed network of, because again once you produce this, you have to transport it to the market and later on sell it. So you need a good transport and communication which is connecting these plantation areas to the markets, and processing industries and the markets play an important role in the development of these areas or plantation. Now here you can see zooming, that is zooming is a type of, again the word which is used for slash and burn agriculture is known as milpa in Mexico and Central America, conuco in Venezuela, roca in Brazil, masole in Central Africa, ladang in Indonesia and rey in Vietnam. In India again this is known by different names in different places or different parts of the country, Bewar, Dhaiya, then Podu, Penda, Pamadabi, Koman, Bringa, Kumari, Valre, Valtre and Khil. So these are different names by which this practice of shifting cultivation slash and burn agriculture is being referred to. All right. Now next we move on to is the cropping pattern which we find in India. Now in terms of cropping pattern, we have 3 cropping seasons. Now first cropping season, as you can see, is Rabi, Kharif and Zaid. Now Rabi is it should be crops, okay. Yeah. So crops are sown in winter from October to December and harvested in summer, that is from April to June. So that is Rabi. Kharif is a monsoon, this thing, that is onset of monsoon and harvested in September to October. Then it is a short crop season, Zaid, that is in practice on sandy tracks along the river channels. Now here in Rabi we have important crops, that is wheat, barley, peas, gram and mustard. Here that is paddy, that is rice, maize, jowar, bajra and tuar and other crops. Here watermelon, cucumber, muskmelon and vegetables and other fodder crops. Rabi again Punjab, Haryana, different states, and Kharif we have Assam, coastal regions. Okay. So now here availability of precipitation, that is if you know Mawat, okay, which helps in the growth of Rabi crops during winter months. So availability of precipitation during winter months help in the growth of Rabi crops. Again these are because monsoon, so has already that is after onset of monsoon these crops are being planted, or this season, that is Kharif. Then one important point is in Assam, West Bengal and Orissa they grow 3 crops of paddy which are known as Os, Aman and Boro. Alright, that is Os, Aman and Boro. Apart from this, yeah, so this is the cropping pattern. So you can see this, probably you can attempt some questions and check your progress. Alright. Now this brings us an end to the first part of this lecture, and in the next part we will take up with the major crops and other aspects of the chapter. Thank you so much.